We are now outside of the prep work stage. We're finally getting to the real meat of the course when it comes to executing on tons of different job search related activities. Some of the big stuff that I really wanted to get into were the job search tools. So, in a new world, there is so much that we could spend our time doing manually, but tools are going to replace every type of manual action. So, anything that you're doing step by step manually can be replaced by some form of tools, automation, or AI agents. Resumes, we're going to learn how to tailor resumes using AI. Cover letters, we're going to use tools to do cover letters, a lot of LLMs and AI. There are tools for job discovery and company searches and doing applications and outreach and response management tracking, you name it. I spent countless hours building a massive list of tools for each of these segments. So when you get a moment, feel free to peruse the different categories of tools and the tools within them. Let's open it up just so you have a feel for what is here. So in terms of personality tests, we've already gone over that, but there's a handful of those. Your resume, if you really wanted to use an AI resume builder tool, as opposed to everything that you've already trained the LLM to do, you could do that. Portfolio tools, I've already gone over a lot of that stuff. Job search and tracking. So there's a lot of different AI job search tools that automate the application process. There's HR tools in case you want to do site searches, and we'll go into that stuff. There's lots and lots and lots of other tools here that we'll go through on an individual basis, but it's a long way to go to say that, man, there's a lot of tools. In the very near future, we're going to go into a lot of the productivity tools that are going to help you speed up a heck of a lot of the stuff that you're doing. So buckle up. We're going to move fast. So, the future of work, as I've already stated, is not really looking like a lot of manual work. It looks like either a lot of automation or AI agents, which is really coming in the near future in terms of everything is kind of turned over to an AI agent. Historically, we all had to learn one skill or one type of skill. Imagine learning how to play one specific instrument, and you would practice, repeat until you eventually mastered it. Ultimately, we're juggling way too many skills at this point. We're trying to play all the instruments in an orchestra, and there's more requirements coming of each and every one of us, and it's just too much for one person to do. With the advent of AI, machine learning, automation, and of course, AI agents in the future, we're looking at a world where we have to understand how to run an orchestra. We zoom out, we organize the functions, and we make something truly beautiful. That's where the future is, and that's where we need to focus our time. So, with that being said, there are still lots of different tools. I think one of the easiest things that people latched onto was AI resume builder tools as these large language models, LLMs, started becoming more commonplace. So I've peeled out a handful of the most commonly known and used ones. Let me open this up. And you can see these are the ones that I personally have vetted and tried out. But inside of the second tab, there are endless amounts, not endless, but over 100 tools that all do kind of the same thing. Is this the right way to do it? It depends on what you're really looking to accomplish. I genuinely believe that using the data that you have built out will make any LLM do a better job than any one of these tools combined. The auto apply tools. It really is an interesting space. I've seen a number of these tools pop up, and I've listed some of the most well known ones here that allow you to automatically set a AI agent to basically do the application process for you. Given that's the case, the assumption would be that problem solved, everybody should be using AI auto apply bots or AI agents. And the reality is that while it promises a lot, sometimes it doesn't deliver what exactly maybe you'd like it to deliver. I've found that reading online reviews, whether it's for any piece of software tool or a very new AI solution, is a surefire way to get an understanding of how it actually does the job. I've collected a number of reviews where people are like, hey, this thing actually doesn't do what it says it does. I've seen a number of ads where people are just barraging the comment section saying, hey, this was a money grab. This thing doesn't work at all. So feel free to peruse this stuff. It is linked inside of this document. It's a long way to go to say, look, like some of these things do an okay job, some are doing a terrible job, and there is no perfect solution to any particular problem when it comes to automation. Now things are getting a lot better, but it's what it is. So, time is money, and what we're really trying to figure out is how to optimize for using our time in the best possible way. Tools are supposed to save us time and prevent a lot of repetition, which ultimately leads to burnout. There's this great book by Dan Martell, Buy Back Your Time. I've read it twice at this point. It's super interesting. The whole concept here is building a framework that allows you to reduce the amount of expenditure of time when going through repetitive tasks that are not necessarily pulling from the highest level intellect or from the stuff that you should be focusing on. So, a really simple way of looking at this is an hour and a half a day of repetitive work comes out to about 7.5 hours a week, which rounded up, that's 1 day per week, which comes out to about 4.4 days per month, which is almost 1 week per month that you're spending on ultra repetitive tasks. I can't always teach the value of saving time, but if you're able to replace, let's say, half an hour of that, an hour of that, you're saving tons of time. It's so important to try to automate or try to strip out a lot of these repetitive, unnecessary tasks when you can. And that's why I'm going super deep into tools for a period of time. So, some quick statistics on AI tools and job search. So, the percent of job seekers using AI, percent of hiring managers that couldn't identify AI generated resumes, and percent of companies using AI in recruitment. Pause here, make your guess, and here are the answers. 72% of job seekers are using AI. 75% of hiring managers couldn't identify AI generated resumes, even though they'll tell you up, left, right, down, center. I know this person has done AI. I don't believe it. I absolutely don't believe it. It's gotten so good that people cannot distinguish the difference. 87% of companies use AI in recruitment. Honestly, if we're in a market where everybody is using it, then at some point nobody is using it because it's the norm. So I often think that a lot of people latch on to the first thing that they find. Just bear in mind that everything that I show in terms of tools and new large language models and solutions, they have this kind of window of opportunity. We're talking anywhere from a month, 6 months, maybe even a couple of years at best. But new tools constantly come out that change the entire paradigm. So when people have difficulty finding new tools, there's a tool to find new tools. So I have basically built out at the bottom here a way to basically find new tools if you're constantly in a situation where you feel like you're falling behind. Great. There's this, there's Twitter, there's 1,000 different places where you can really find some great stuff. So please make use of this opportunity. I always think that it's important to externally validate. I'm not putting a bunch of other creators throughout this presentation to steal their work. It's more to validate the stuff that I'm saying from a third party. So there's this really interesting thought piece, and it's short from this creator that basically is more of an AI developer, but I think we're all in a bit of a state right now where things are coming out so fast. New functionalities, capabilities, new models exist literally today that didn't a week ago. I think the best way to really start to get on track with being better in terms of using AI tools is to start picking up something new and trying it out, setting aside a bit of time. And that comes down to your schedule and kind of upskilling. But new advancements are coming out all the time. Pause here, watch this guy's take on it. I think it's very truthful in terms of AI FOMO. The last part of this is really just an activity of a self-led activity of trying one tool out so you can start to see what these things look like up close. Again, I have provided a massive list of tools. In particular, a lot of these tools here are free or freemium, so they allow you to build one thing so you can see what it looks like, how it feels. I'm not a huge advocate of the bots automation or the AI agents that do the applications for you, considering all the reviews that I've read, but I'm sure at some point they will be flawless, but at this point it's still very new. Cool. Take a look at these and let's move on.